Hold up.
Hi guys, it's me Talia with the Sassy Nation, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about 5 or 6 insights that I have gleaned since sitting in ceremony and doing ayahuasca. Now, over the past 2 weeks, it's been 2 weeks since I got back from my ayahuasca experience. The integration process for me, I talked about in another video, just like what are some of the adjustments and things that I've made to help with my integration process. And so for this video, I'm really going to be focusing more in on like what are some of the insights that have been coming to me. Okay, so one of the things is my appetite. I feel far less hungry than I did before going into ceremony. I feel like in some ways, I know that in some ways I really sometimes would eat out of like boredom or just, I don't know, emotional eating even sometimes versus truly being hungry, you know? So one of the insights that I've gotten from the ayahuasca is that eating clean helps my mind to feel less cloudy, but also it's helping me with like my triggers as far as not eating just out of feeling bored or emotional, you know? And I didn't feel like beforehand I had a real problem or an issue with food. Like, you know, I'm a healthy weight for my height and things like that. It's just that for me, even though I eat relatively clean, I like my sweets and things like that, and I like to snack, you know, a lot. But I feel like I was doing those things pre-ayahuasca just to kind of like be doing something, if that makes sense. And now that I'm eating, you know, even cleaner than before, I feel less of a need to do that, less of a need to snack, just out of, okay, I have stuff here, let me eat it, you know? So that's very interesting to me, and I love food, you know. My new challenge and task is, you know, figuring out like how to have an even more exciting plant-based diet, how to be excited about different creative ways to work with vegetables and fruit and to eat more even than I ever have before. Because prior to this experience, you know, I've been a pescatarian for about 10 years now, and I haven't had any fish or seafood since, you know, before my ayahuasca experience. And I haven't honestly really been craving it either. Like, I've been doing okay, like with just eating plant-based, you know, and so I'm going to continue to do it for as long as it seems reasonable, you know, to do so. The other thing that has been a major insight for me is that I feel like, you know I need to be more compassionate. And this is something that came up, you know, during my ayahuasca ceremony and experience that was told to me. And it really resonated at the time. And I was like, yeah, of course. Like, yes, I can do that. And then when I got home during the integration process, it's been not more difficult, but I just kind of was like, whereas it made sense at the time when it was told to me, getting home and applying it was like, well, what does that mean? You know, how? And in certain situations where it seemed difficult to do, I've really been challenged and called to task on this compassion thing. And I'm gonna make a separate video about where I feel like a lot of this work needs to happen. But it's something that I'm super mindful about now, that you know, didn't really seem like a thing that needed to be addressed or an issue that I had, you know. And I don't feel like it's an issue, you know, like in a big way, but I feel like just in a general way of like, we could all be more compassionate, more loving, more kind, like, and it's good. Those things are good, you know, and it's something to aspire to and to strive towards. And so that's one of the things that has been a great insight for me, just like ways that I can incorporate being more compassionate in my own life and with my family and friends and things like that. The other thing is, another insight that I got is that I said this before and I will keep saying it, like, I feel like more of myself. Like whatever it is that I am, I feel more of that, like in a very major way. I'm more introspective. I've always been, but now I'm more. I feel more steady in my convictions and my beliefs because I got a lot of confirmation in ceremony about, you know, the things that I felt and beliefs that I hold. One of the things that I'm looking forward to is, I feel also about the same in terms of the joy factor. Like, I kind of attribute like some of it to like my personality, which is ego, you know, about just like generally, I've never been like a super bubbly, you know, bouncing off the walls kind of person. I'm just like chill, you know. But that's a desire, I think, for me to be even more joyful in life, because that's the way that I kind of measure, I think, my degree of fulfillment by like how good I feel. Like I want to feel good and joyful like all the time. So if because of ayahuasca I feel like more of myself, I still feel the same, you know, baseline amount of joy that I've ever felt before. And I know some people leave from ceremony and they're like super high, euphoric, and this and that. That wasn't my experience. I just felt very self-assured of like solid in myself. Like, this is you, this is who you are, this is how you are, you know, not to say that I don't have the ability to change or transform, but just I felt very grounded in myself, which is not a bad thing, you know. But I do feel deeply that the potential for exponential joy exists, and I definitely want more of that in my life. Also, I spoke about this in a previous video, but I've just been, you know, very curious, and my ability to assimilate information, it feels, I do feel like I have a heightened ability for that. So therefore, I've been intaking a lot of not necessarily new information, just going over some of, you know, some things that I learned in the past or was interested in the past, and I'm looking at them with like new, fresh eyes, and it's things, you know, that were concepts are sinking in more, and I'm better able to use, you know, that knowledge that I have in very practical ways. So I've been doing lots of learning, lots of reading, lots of documentaries, all of these things. And yeah, that's kind of like, it's not a new thing because it's something that I did before, but it's something I'm even more invested in now, because I can immediately, you know, take those things that I'm learning or relearning and really apply them, you know, immediately. Like I'm seeing, you know, I'm seeing the process, going through the process, learning the stuff, and then I'm seeing results like very quickly. So what else? I think the last thing that I'll share is that I had 2 more things on the list, but the last thing I'm going to share, I'll just say that about time. My understanding of time now, like I've always understood time to be non-linear, but now I really know it. Like I really, really know it now, because in ceremony, you know, actively, I may have been interacting and downloading information and, you know, having like vision time, maybe total an hour and a half, but I was gone 8-12 hours. It's like, where did that time go? You know I didn't go to sleep because I was, you know, tossing and turning. It wasn't very comfortable laying on the floor. And so now I look at time as just like, you know, whatever needs to get done, it's gonna get done in due time, you know, and according to, you know, the proper rhythm, okay, which is, you know, one of the universal laws, you know. Everything happens and has its rhythm. And so I don't even trip like about time in general, or, you know, how much time do I have to do this or to accomplish this or to acquire that. It's like a non-issue now. It's just kind of like, it's gonna happen. It's already happening. Like I'm not even concerned or worried. It's gonna get done when it needs to. It's a non-issue. So that in and of itself, yeah, is a relief, is what I'll say. Because, you know, we're all on this 3D plane, like super busy and running here and running there, and, you know, in some cases, some of us running ourselves into the ground because we're chasing after stuff and things are eluding us and evading us, and it's all because we have this concept of time, of being limited, and it's not. It isn't. It's not at all. What really counts is what we do, how we maximize, how we enjoy, you know, what we're here for.
This is a Homage beat.
You know, you'll hear people say all the time, like, you know, this 3D shit we're living in, it's not real, and that may be true, but while we're here, we're meant to explore and enjoy, you know, and time allows us to do that, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I'm gonna say about that for now, anyways. So I think that's it. Those are the main things, main insights, I think, you know, that I've been able to glean from this experience. So yeah, if you have any questions, or if you experience ayahuasca for yourself and you want to share with me some of the insights that you have gotten or noticed from your experience, please do leave me a comment or find me on social. Let's chat, you guys. I am here for you. So yeah, send me a message and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.